Well, I mean, Armstrong let the cat out of the bag a little bit, but we have done nothing official yet.
Okay.
All right.
Questions for Coach?
But I guess, once again, get pitching that keeps you going, and then Cole Foster with 4 more hits.
Yeah, kind of a rinse and repeat for Cole, and I think he's playing great defense as well, too. It's fun to watch him throw the ball across the infield, but it's fun to see him. I guess that's 8 hits the last 2 games, Wednesday and tonight, so he's swung it well. Tanner Bauman sit in there. I think that's the 3rd consecutive start there on a Friday night for us, and he pitched really good. The teaching point tomorrow, we'll be talking about development. That's a good thing. He's doing such a good job, especially with 2 pitches, primarily a fastball and a changeup. And I really only had 1 marked hard hit ball till we got to that 3rd time through the lineup in the 2-hole and the 3-hole. Those are 2 hard contacts back and forth. One off his leg somewhere, I'm not sure. And the next one blew the right center field gap. So the development talk is factored around. Can we start using a slider a little bit more? Is there anything we can pull, any rabbit to pull out of the hat in development of what's next as you start entering the 3rd time through the lineup? Again, Parker Carlson done a nice little job for us. Got a couple of big outs and that kind of that vulnerable situation there from the starter to the first reliever. We were able to get out of that inning. Trevor Horn shortened it a little bit for John Armstrong. I think every time a first-year player gets out there, maybe they get a little more comfortable. So hopefully that helps Trevor get to that point and get a little more comfortable. And then I don't think it can be overstated how good a job John Armstrong's done for this team early on, and it's tremendously early. But 4 wins now. He's picking up a save. It's just he's been the Swiss Army knife for our pitching staff and has done an amazing job and has really helped us secure some series, but really helped us in the first game of series to stay competitive and not have to use anybody else with looks like a long day tomorrow. Ike knocks in a couple more at a big time of the ball game. Chris Stanfield continues to want to play. And then my biggest tip of the hat, the other side, is just how competitive Southeastern Louisiana is. They never are trying to give away at bats. They're trying to create offense off the freebie category. We handled it pretty good. We won the big innings tonight. We had the 2 biggest innings. I think it was 18-10 and just total base runners in the freebie war. We won as well. But I thought we were going to score more. A couple of pressure points. After Stanfield, it was pretty quiet. I think we got 1 hit, a 7, 8, 9 tonight. And, had a couple more chances to do stuff, and Garcia is where I tip my hat. I thought their right fielder may have saved 2, 3, 4 runs in the ball game. He went. I thought Nate LaRue hit a ball on the screws toward the right field line early. Then we saw him go to right center, and then we saw him come in and attack a dive play, and immediately after making the catch, look for the next play and fired a howitzer to first base, and Cole Foster did a nice job base running to get back right there. But I thought we were going to churn and do a little bit more, but I have to credit Garcia, the right fielder, just amazing plays in right field. So I give him a ton of credit.
2 9-inning games tomorrow?
Yeah, about 40, 45 minutes or something in between. It'll be our regular start time. It's only the 3rd game that's affected if you look at the weather forecast. But 0 tomorrow and 80% for Sunday. It's just the right thing to do. Doesn't matter how you feel or what you're doing. There's no gamesmanship or coaching. It's the right thing to do. So 2 o'clock, just like the 2nd game was going to be, and then about 40 minutes after the 1st game. It'll be 2 9-inning ball games to clarify as well.
Any idea who you're throwing that game to?
No clue. I think we'll absolutely see where we're at in the ball game and what we really expend in the 1st game. But we'll keep Crotchfield as a game 2 starter like we announced, and so he'll get us started off. And I think we'll just have to see what it takes to get through the 1st game to announce a guy for game 3.
Coach, when you're preparing for a team like this ball club that, like you said, likes to get on base via the free passes and the hit by pitches. And then John Armstrong alluded this a little bit a minute ago with this, but how much goes into that and talking to the staff to figure out how you're going to approach it.
Yeah, well, I talked to him a little bit. I thought Bauman tried to get a little quicker to the plate, but it elevated the pitch, and we got behind a little bit, behind in the count, elevated. You have to be quick, but don't hurry. And we're only trying to play 1 game, right? We're trying to play the deal where we're only trying to play one game of baseball. So you can, when we bring features of the other team, you can't just adjust everything you do. We're trying to play one consistent ball game every day. Every day is a World Series. That way, when you get there, nothing should change. And there's one standard of what we're trying to have in our at bats, and we played good defense tonight as a team. I want them to have awareness without changing who they are and what we do, is probably the best way to say it. So you got awareness of features of a team like this, but it can't change who you are and what you do for a series. Now, from a coaching standpoint, it's great to play these teams, because every time you encounter somebody that does something different like they do, it prepares you. So each of these 4 weekends have represented some type of growing some lessons, seeing some different strategies take place. But at the end of the day, we have an awareness of what they do, but we're only trying to play one game, and we're really trying to figure out how many pitches can we win over the plate, home plate. And so I thought the guys did a nice job. So they played their game, and they had some success in different points, but we absolutely was able to. I thought we got quick a couple of times defensively and everything, and it was because of their deal. We have to continue to find. We got to get to our number. Some guys are more revved up. Some guys are not. Believe it or not, everybody has their own individual number, and regardless of who we're playing and what they do, it's good to have an awareness. But we're here to play our game as often and consistent as we can.
John was talking about kind of everybody on the pitching staff sort of, kind of finding their role, so to speak, and figuring out their identity. But just how big is that? I guess kind of with the timing of where things are, and you guys being a week out from SEC play, to have a pitching staff that's got a lot of turnover with folks really finding their role.
Yeah, we've been working since day one, and it started slow, and it's like it's at least we got a collection of a good week to 10 days where you can start seeing some pitching starting to help us have success instead of holding on and need more offense. And he's right, but isn't that a life thing too? I mean, that's why these guys are. And if you get a degree from Auburn University and you played in the SEC, I mean, how ready is somebody, especially if a young man turns into a full-blown man? He knows exactly his identity. It's one thing as a player, but that bleeds into you as a person too. And this is what is allowed to do. John Armstrong's going to be successful at anything he does, because I can see him in his identity. I can see him as a student. I see him every day. But that's one of those lessons. Identity is a huge word for us. Attack's a big word for us. Legacy, vision, aim as high as you possibly can. Those are 3 or 4 big catchphrases that these guys get tired of hearing me say. But man, if you can have an experience of pursuing an Auburn degree, and you get to do this extracurricular deal of playing Auburn baseball, and you figure out who you are and you have some success, I mean, that goes with you forever. That's supposed to be why we're here and what we're supposed to be dragging out of them, while they're playing baseball.